Welcome to Yeshiva Davshi, sponsor Lui Nishma Sam Yaakov Shalom and Lab Sitzchok. We're holding in Shavuos Daf Kof Ches. We're starting in Daf Chof Zayin and Mud Beis in the bottom. The Gemara says the following: Omar Rava Nishbo al Kikar ve'ochla. Person did a shvuah on a bread and he ate it. Im shir mena kazais. If you left over a kazais, nishol aleo. You can still ask a shail on it. Ochla kuloi nishol. Meaning what? There is a concept of sheila ben adar. What's sheila ben adar or shvus? You go to a rav and you tell the rav, the mechlik is exactly what exactly you have to tell the rav. Can the rav just be mayfair the shvuah or neder without anything else, or it needs to be a reasoning that he tells him, did you realize that your wife will be so upset? And then he's going to be mayfair. But there's a far shvuah. Afar is not a far shvuah. What is afar work? It's working as the Gemara term teaches us lem mafreya. What's a mafreya? Retroactively never happened. But the Gemara now tells us something in big Yisrael. In order to be mayfair, you still need to have some isser around. But once it's already over, it's over. So if a person went and he did a shvuah not to eat the bread, a loaf of bread, and he ate the entire loaf of bread, so that's it, it's over. He can't now do mayfair shvuah and take it retroactive. But if there's still a kazais to be eaten, so still something left, he can be made for the shvuah. That's what Rava says. Nishba kikar v'achol, shir men kazais, still kazais left. So then, nishar leo, achol kulei nishar leo. That's what he says. Taisus points out over here why you have to say kazais, because always something left, right? If you eat bread, there's some crumbs that are left. So now you want to tell me that's still considered to be not eaten? No, so you have to eat all the crumbs in order for it to be gone. It means you eat the bread the way you would eat bread. Maybe there's some crumbs left. Kazai is davar chashuv. What's exactly the case? He said, I'm not going to eat. Not going to eat. Kazais come out the leisura. Once he ate the kazais, he ate the kazais. Already the issue is finished. He said, I'm not going to eat the bread. And he ate, I'm not, shlo yoichel means, like we saw yesterday, shlo yoichel means I'm not going to eat even one kazais. So he ate already kazais, it's over. He doma shlo yoichleno, he said, I'm not going to eat it fully, meaning ochleno, as we saw yesterday, what does ochleno mean? Looking for a Gemara? Here. Yeah, what is shlo yoichleno? Shlo yoichleno means not to eat the entire bread. So my kazais, if you look close shunami. So if I meant to say the entire bread, so I didn't eat the entire bread yet. I mean, not dafka kazais. It can be I have to eat the whole bread. Says the Gemara with the kachas with the on top. Explain this Ravo in both scenarios. He said shelo yochel, shelo yochel. Ibay sem shelo yochel migud mehani l'sheila kazais baso mehani l'sheila kazais kamu. Meaning like this. Yes, you're right. The kazais that he ate is over. But he still has many kazais to eat. He says, I'm doing a shvuah not to take a piece of this bread. That's what he said. So, this bread, let's say, has 25 kazais. Every kazais that he eats, he's over Yisrael. When he ate 24 kazais and he has one kazais left, that last kazais, if he does a shale, does it work? Yeah, because he's going to prevent himself from being punished for the last kazais. So now we have a migui. Migui that it works for something which was not eaten yet, it will work retroactively with 24 kazais that they already ate. Once you eat the entire bread, there's nothing, no issue left, you can't do hafar shvuah l'mafreya. But if there's something left, so even though whatever you ate, you already is over issue, it's finished, you say, mikui, that it works for the future, it works for the past as well. Let's say you sit out to eat the whole bread. Yishir kazais chashiv l'shalu yalei, if you look at chashiv shalei, similar to what we said before in the name of Taisus. If you have a kazais, so there's something chashuv left. If you don't have kazais, so it's considered to be that you ate the entire bread, and therefore, we could say, with the issus to eat the whole bread, he ate the whole bread if he left a kazais. So that's what Rava says. Once the shvuah is finished, meaning he was over all the isurim, you can't do a fur. So then what makes it be? Question. We should know that this goes back to where we ended the daf yesterday. Someone did a neder to become nazir twice. He did the nazirus. and he finished. And he was mafish a carbon. Then he could revoke the first Nazirus. Also, we saw yesterday, whatever he counted for the first Nazirus will work for the second Nazirus. But it works, Shayla, even though he finished. So you see that once you finish something, you can still do a Shayla. So, so yeah, he didn't yet makiv the carbon. He's not done yet. When you're done with something, there's no Shayla anymore. But here he's not done yet. He did the Nazirus, but he still has to bring a carbon. So one of Tanya keeper, it says in the Brisa that even if he did the carbon, he can still do a Shayla. Says the Gemara, b'shaloi gilech. Yeah, he didn't bring the carbon. He brought the carbon, but he didn't shave his hair. And until you don't shave your hair, you're not finished. At least according to one mandamer. According to Blazer, that says you have to shave the hair. And if not, he's not mutter yet. But we learned in the Brisa that even if he did tiglacha, he still can do Shayla. Mavashi Nazirus Karamis. The ask of Nazirus is different than Shul. Why? Why did he did Nazirus twice? Why the second Nazirus did not start yet? Because I had the first Nazirus. So the only reason the second Nazirus is not here is because I have the first. So you can't tell me I'm done with the first. Because the first is pushing the second one. If I don't have the first, Nazirus, so the days that he counted, he has to count 30 days, he counted 25 days, he counted 30 days, that will work for the second Nazirus. So the only reason why I'm telling you the second Nazirus is not Nachal is because the first Nazirus is still here. So you can't tell me the first Nazirus is gone. If it's gone, so why is the second Nazirus Nachal? El might tell me it's here. Even though you finished the whole process of the 30 days and the carbon and the tiglachas and you're done, but it's still very much here. Shavuos, the once you ate the Shavuos, it's done. I ate the bread, it's gone. I have nothing more no effect of it anymore. But the zero is the only reason the second zero is not chal because you have the first one. Meir says, no, even if he ate the entire bread, he could still do a shayla. Why? If it's b'shoygeg mechusar korban, if it's mezid mechusar malchus. If it's b'shoygeg, he still has a korban to bring. If it's b'mezid, he still has malchus. He's not done, not finished. They tied him to the amud where they do the malchus. Look, then he's done. Why is he done? They didn't pay him yet. Because the shmuel, kaftu ala amud v'ratzi bezi butter. So Masechas malchus. They tied him up to the amud and he ran away. No more malchus. So you see, he's done. As we saw in Masechas malchus. Once you run away, then you're done. But if he didn't run away, he's not done yet. So the Gemara Chiddush is of Mereimar, Ameimar is that as long as he still is mechuyov to get malchus and he didn't get it, he's still not done. He still can be nishal. Now here's a very big nafkamina l'maisa, very interesting. There's machlekes, the Rosh and the Ravid. What happens if I don't have malchus? For example, today there's no malchus. Someone did a shvuah and he was over in a shvuah. Can he still be nishal because he's chayim malchus? The Rosh says, no, there's no malchus today. He's not chayim malchus, it's over. The Ravid says, no, there is still chayim malchus. You can't be chayim because there's no beis din, there's no eidim masra, but there is chayim malchus. So really, like, in theory, he has malchus. He's not considered to be done until he gets the malchus. There's no malchus over here, so he can always be nishal in his ears. Say the Rishonim, there's a big discussion in Rishonim, when we say, call nidre, an Erev Kippur. It says there, Nadrana, Shvasana, speak about Nadar and Shvus. There's a lasha that says, Mi Yom Kippurim Sha'avar, Yom Kippurim Zeh, Yom Kippurim Zeh, Yom Kippurim Haba Aleinu. There is a machlekes Rishonim Shai say, Tam says you can't say in the past. There's a lot of details about that, why not? But one of the kudas is, the past is over. What do you mean? He had a shvuah, he was over in the shvuah, I can't come and say Ator Shvuos. The only thing of Kol Nidus is to be matir. You can't matir of a friend. Or sugya. Say, according to the Ravid, it could be matir, because we're still b'chuyim malchus. B'chuyim malchus, he didn't get the malchus yet. So according to the Ravid, it works in the past. That's what the Achronim bring to explain based on our sugya. Interesting to put. Beseder. So now, that's the first. Kol Nidra is a shayla. It's a din on a Torah Siddur. That's the idea. It's obviously more Kabbalistic, and we're talking about Klapei HaKadosh Baruch Hu, but there's some Torah Siddur over here. And that's the Lashon that we're saying. Yeah, right? The daughter, I could say, Shvikro, Materno, the other two together.
You're shoyl on the shvua or the neder. I mean, you made a shvua and you were over on it.
Right, but you can't be shoyl. So you want to say it's not Torah Siddur? Okay, so that's the discussion of the Rishon. Let's say, says the Gemara. Okay, we're all ready over here. Hold on tight. Going on a right. Amar Rava says Rava. Shvua shelo yoichal kikar zu im oichal zu. Says Shvua, I will not eat this bread called bread A if I eat bread B. If I eat bread B, I can't eat bread A. But if I don't eat bread B, I could eat bread A. Right? Okay. If he ate the first one, it says Rashi, the Rishayno referring here to the Tanai, bread B. That's what referring to. Few shittas of the Rishayno, many shittas of the Rishayno over here. How to understand what's the Rishayno, what's the Shniya. Maybe we'll mention it briefly in a moment. But Rashi says the Rishayno referring here to the Tanai, which usually would be the Rishayno, but it could be the Shniya, which means he can eat. What is he doing? He says, if I eat bread B, I can't eat bread A. Now, it could work both ways. He can eat bread B before bread A, or bread A before bread B. If he eats bread B first, he's not allowed to eat bread A. If he eats bread A first, if he eats bread B, retroactively he ate bread A was also. So it says Rashi, the Gemara is taking now the simpler approach that he ate bread B first. The Tanai, bread B I call the bread of Tanai. The condition, if I eat bread B, I won't eat bread A. So he ate bread B first. So what's it then? Now why is that so? So here comes the rule that Rashi holds. And if you look at the side of it, you have a very nice long. Tosfos brings here two other shittas in the Rishayim to say differently, but just to focus right now on Rashi. Rashi says, whenever you do the first action, that's when the shvur is chal. So he says, he still the shvur. He says, if I eat bread B, I will not be allowed to eat bread A. If he eats bread B first, that's when the shvur is chal. If he eats bread A first, that's when the shvur is chal. The shvur is chal the first time he does an action, because he conditioned this rule. So my shvur will be if. So now if he eats bread A first, so now starts the perula that he's waiting for bread B to be eaten to see if he did a issue. And if he eats bread B first, so now starts the shvur, because now he's not allowed to eat bread anymore. So whenever he does the first action, it's chal.
And that's because it's a shvua al tanai. Saying on a regular shvua it would be chal
right away. Right.
Because he made it tanai.
Because he made it tanai, so he's waiting for the first mice. Now, in this case, what happened to the first mice? When he ate the condition, he forgot about it. He's shaking. He didn't realize. One second. He didn't realize he's taking the bread B and he's eating. He forgot about the whole shvua. That's shaking. So that's called, because the shvua is chal, then we have a din that we learned before. You need to know when you're doing the shvur. You can't make a shvur without knowing what you're doing. So here, when he did the shvur, when did the shvur chal according to Rashi? When he did the first ma'aseh. When did he do the first ma'aseh? When he ate bread A. When he ate bread A, bread B. When he ate bread B, he didn't know what he was doing. So shvur cannot be chal if you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, but the tanai of the shvur is something. If something happens, then I can't eat it. So ma'aseh, what's the name to shogig? Amazing. The ma'aseh he ate it. So the tanai should be chal.
So Rashi holds, but when is the shvur chal? When you ate it. So when you eat it, you have to know what you're doing.
Shul chal then, shul chal on the fray.
No, then. Rashi holds then. So because it has to be then, he must know what he's doing. So that's what the Gemara says. Ta'achas Rishayno means the Tanai b'shoigeg, v'ashniyo b'mezid potter, and he's potter. Why? Because when he did the first one, he did it unintentionally. Rashi says we're sticking out to the simple shot of Tanai first and the Isur second, but it could be the opposite too. Says Rashi, he can eat the Maisa first, but if it was b'shoigeg, so the Shvur is chal b'shoigeg, the same thing. So Rashi says Rishayno v'shniya, he has a lot of dafka, but we're saying the simple understanding we're talking about today. Rishayna b'mezid v'shniya b'shoigeg. If the first one he ate b'mezid, and so then what happened? He knew what he was doing, and he ate it tonight first. So now what he knows what he's doing. He's eating bread B. Now he's not allowed to eat bread A anymore. So the Shavuos chal. V'shniya b'shoigeg. The second one, meaning bread A, he ate b'shoigeg. Chalav, like any other Shavuot that you forget. Whereas the Shavuot b'shoigeg, you bring a korban over the earth. He made a mistake. It was over on the Shavuot. So that's easy. Shteim b'shoigeg. If he did both b'shoigeg, but why? Because the first one was b'shoigeg, and the first one is when the Shavuos chal. When the Shavuos chal, you must know what you're doing. So therefore, b'shteim b'shoigeg but. Kafchesam with beis. Shteim b'mezid. If he ate both b'mezid, achle litnoi. Here the Gemara is not starting to differentiate. Achle litnoi v'odo achle lisurei mechayim. Achle lisurei v'ad achle litnoi plug dabirachem v'shlokish. Meaning, if he ate the Tanai first, bread B first, and then he ate bread A, both were b'mezid, so he's chayav malchus on the second one because he knew what he's doing. He ate bread B, okay, the Shavuos chal. Takes bread A and eat. They give him a straw. What are you doing? You're not allowed to eat it. Clearly, he eats it as chayav malchus. But if he ate bread A first, did he over Eser?
When did they give him a straw?
When he ate bread A.
In either one of these two cases?
No, yeah. So in case number 2,
That makes sense.
no, in case number 2, when he did him a straw, he's not usher yet. He may be usher. Let's see it.
No, when the first
One second.
they give him a straw on the first.
On bread A, which is the second bread.
Okay, but then he knew, so the
You knew?
Shavuos starts then.
No, the
By
Shavuos
that
starts.
time he had-
Again, the Shavuos starts when he does eat at night.
And when did they give him a straw?
In the second bread. In the
Before
second
he ate
bread.
the second bread?
Yes. He told him. The first case is very clear. He ate bread B. He ate it, the Shavuos chal. Now, because bread A, are you allowed to eat bread A? No, clearly no. What? There's A, you come and say, don't eat bread A if you eat.
If the Shavuos nachal.
The
If
Shavuos
you're
chal.
saying that if you do something, the
Again.
Shavuos chal,
Let's take a step back.
No.
The Shavuos chal, the first bread that he eats.
Right.
He ate bread B.
Now, if he did it b'shoigeg, there's no Shavuos.
No, right, but he didn't mix it. Okay.
I'm talking about the
Again,
first
no. Let's go. So let's focus where we are right now. Something more. Shteyim b'mezid. He ate both b'mezid. Ochlo l'tnoi v'adar ochlo l'surei. He ate the t'nai first, the condition, and then he ate the surei. Clearly, Michayev. What is Michayev? Malchus. Because when he ate bread B first, that's the t'nai. He is chayev and shvur. Now he eats bread A. The A didn't tell him, don't eat it. Clearly. But what happens? He did the opposite. He first eats bread A. Did he over Eser? Not yet. He may be over Eser. It depends on the next bread. Then he ate the other bread. So when he ate the first one, what was it?
First one, right.
First one he ate A. What was it? Did he over Eser or not?
Yes.
Is he made? It's a suffix. Because I don't know if you can eat bread B.
Right, but at that point, it's nothing.
Yeah, but if you eat bread B, you're retroactively he did.
At
That point, it's a suffix. What's going to be? If he stops. But if he doesn't, so that's what's called a suffix. It may be.
But that's not the suffix.
It's always before the Isser.
Right.
So in the first case, the Isser was already after you ate the Tanakh.
Right.
So the Isser, then it was a Hasros Vada.
Hasros Vada.
In the second case, you hadn't had the Tanakh yet. You ate the Isser first.
So what is it?
Right then, and that was Hasros Suffix.
Let's see.
You're telling the guy
if you eat this,
you're going to be over it.
If you eat this, you may be over if you eat bread B.
No, they're giving in the hasra after the first.
Before the first.
No, before the first one.
Yeah, because again, he did not eat. He did a shvur. A shvur was if I eat bread B.
So you said you're giving the hasra.
No, again, that's it. Okay, let's see again the Gemara in sec. I see. Let's follow the Gemara. Shtein b'mezid. Achle letnoi v'ada achle lisurei. If the Tanai came first and then they serve bread B and then bread A, clearly mechayev. Then that's Shos Vada. But achle lisur v'ada achle tenoi, meaning he had bread A before bread B, and they give him asur on bread A. Pluk to the birchim eishlakish. Leman dom ator sofik shma asur chayev. Leman dom ator shma asur potter. Give out clear. Why? Because when he's eating the first bread, it's a sofik. Maybe you will be chayev if you eat bread B. If not. Say.
No. You're going around in a circle. The first case, right? They're both amazing, right? And he eats the Tanai first. Right.
Then it's for sure chayav when he eats the second bread.
What did they give him masrab? They gave him masrab before he eats it tonight.
No.
So
Again, that straw is also very good. I see here what's confusing. That straw is always before the Isser. Not the tonight.
Before the second.
And always going to be before the Isser. Because in tonight there's no straw. Straw is on the mice you're doing right now. So now in the first case, that straw is in a Vada Isser. Same thing, the Suffolk Isser. Now, here, if you hear it, this is where Rashi is coming from. Because the Gemara says over here, in the last case, 2 mazid, was the tonight first, or was the Isser first? So it's only you see the Gemara can play around with it. So Rashi, in all the cases, you can play around with it. Hayes says Rishono. Rishono means the first one you eat. It could be bread A, it could be bread B. We're going to stick to the Pashup Shad and you ate bread B. Tosis argues and says in the first cases, according to one Shad Tosis, we're talking about only the Tanai. Meaning if you ate the Tanai first, when it says Rishono means the Tanai. If you ate it first, that's what the Tanai is chal. If you ate it second, is what the Tanai is chal. That's what Tosis learns. So more hard to understand the second part of the Gemara. And then you have another sheet of Rabbeinu Chananel that says that learns a little differently. That it all depends on what they told him. So let's stick to Rashi over here. We should have a point shot in the Gemara. We should know the many shittas in the Rishonim. What is Rishonim? What is Shnia? What it depends on. Let's say. It says the Gemara. Okay. Says the Gemara now. Now that was the easier case. Now let's go to the more complicated case. Shalom zu bezu. He took 2 breads and he made them dependable on each other. Lo yechalzu imoy chalzu. Lo yechalzu imoy chalzu. He says, I'm not going to eat bread A if I eat bread B, but I'm not going to eat bread B if I eat bread A. Each one depends on each other. Now, in other words, if I eat bread A, I can't eat bread B. If I eat bread B, I can't eat bread A. I can't eat one of them.
One of them, yeah.
Says more v'achol bezod inatzmo ubishgogas chaverto v'zo bezod inatzmo ubishgogas chaverto. So what does he mean? He ate zu bezod inatzmo chaverto. You mean when he did? Look at Rashi. Achol zu bezod inatzmo ubishgogas chaverto zachuru shenishbo aleo im yoichal chaverto. He remembers when he's eating bread A that this bread A depends if you eat bread B. אבל שכוח הוא שנשבע על חברתו, אם יאכל זו. וחל על שבועס עצמו. שאם יאכל חברתי, יתחייב על זו למפרע. אבל שבועס חברתו לחל עליו, שבאכיל הראשון יש 2 שבועס יורד לחול, ושכוח על שבועס חברתו. Something like this. He remembers, right now, when he's eating bread A, he ate bread A first. He's eating bread A, he remembers that if he eats bread, that bread A depends on bread B. But he forgot that bread B depends on bread A. So right now, Rashi Shitosa, whenever you do the first action, that's when you determine who's chayav patur. So you know what happens over here. Right, he ate 1, knowing that this will become asur, but the shgaga of his friend. Let's say he happened by the second one, patur. Why? Because when the Shavuos is supposed to be chal, he doesn't know it becomes asur. When the Shavuos wants to be chal. Right? Look at the next Rashi just to see it inside. He's going to be potter in both. The second one is not, there's no Shavuos. Why there's no Shavuos in the second one? Because he didn't realize when he ate, he forgot, he didn't know when he ate the first one, he'd be also in the second one. Now he forgot. What is
Zodan Atzma?
Oh, very good. What's the Zodan Atzma? When he eats the first bread, he knows that if he eats the second, he'll be asked to eat the first. So when it's a suffix. But he knows the vadai that if he eats the second, he's going to be chayav. He's violent. What? No, he knows the second one is the tanai for the first. He just doesn't realize the first is the tanai for the second. So he goes like this. He eats the first one, and he says, "I'm eating this knowingly." So you can't be chayav korban on that. one you chayav only in a shoyki. This wasn't a shoyki, it was amazing. Yeah, it was amazing misofik, but he was eating amazing. The second one is not chayav, because the second one, when he ate the first one, he didn't know that the second one would be chal. So a shvur cannot be chal if other doesn't know what's going on. That's what it says. Why? Because each one of the first one is the second one you're potter, because when he ate the first one he didn't know. The first one is potter because he ate amazing. If it's the opposite, meaning he's eating the first one, now realizing that this first one will be chayav if he eats the second one. So that's a regular shkakov. It's a regular shkakov. But he is eating bezod and chaverto, knowing very clearly that the shvuah of the second one. Sorry, here gets where it gets a little tricky. The first one, Rashi l'shitosei, that's where it gets a little tricky. The first one, he's eating b'mezid. What do you mean? He knows when he's eating the first one that the second one becomes asur. So now when he eats the second one b'shoygeg, it's chayav korban. Easy. Is he chayav korban on the first one? The first one he ate b'shoygeg. Rashi l'shitosei, no. Why not? Because it never chal. It's supposed to be chal in the first ma'aseh. The first ma'aseh he didn't realize there's a shvuah. So that's what Rashi says. If you look at the second very wide line Rashi, chayav is the first two words. Chayav korban ala shnio. Only in the second one, not in the first one. So when it says chayav ala shnio, that's where the Rishonim differ a little bit from Rashi, because according to some of the Rishonim, it's going to be chayav in both.
Why is there a korban on the shame? You just said that the first mice you do determines whether, and the first mice you do is you ate the first one b'shoygeg.
The first b'shoygeg atov amazing chaverto.
You had both in mind. You didn't know that. You knew that the later one
will become asur. So you bechal the shvuah. What? When you ate the first one, he knew that the second one will have a shvuah. So it's chal. Right? Okay.
Even though the second one's only 9 or it's
no, even though the second one's at 9 the first one, but the second one is chayav adai when he eats the first one. Shteim b'shoygeg, if he ate both b'shoygeg, potter, obviously it's not chal, doesn't start at all. Shteim b'mezid, ashniyah michayov, the first one, the second one is chayav because he's over Yisur b'mezid. I'm showing the pluk d'avechem b'mishlokish. What? If it's a trust suffix. Because when he eats the first one amazing, they tell him, don't eat the first one. Why not? Because you may eat the second one. I may. I trust suffix. How we also said this. So this was the cheshbon. Now it says the Gemara. The what? That when you start, when you do a shvuah, when you do a tanai, when you start it, you need to know what you're doing. If you don't know what you're doing, the shvuah is not chal. What do we see? Let's skip the parentheses because from Rashi is clear he doesn't have the parentheses.
Just a second. When you just said now, but we're named amazing. We're talking about the zug. Each one is a chava for the other. So amazing. When he ate the first one, he knew that by eating the first one, he can't eat the second one. When he ate the second one, he knew he was doing
right.
Over the shore.
Right.
So why is it a srah suffix?
The shor suffix in the first one.
They're giving them a srah.
They tell them, listen, if you can eat...
It's not an isser, so they're giving them a srah, the bar isser, which is the second challah.
No, again, we're talking about, in this case, the first is isser and the second is, they're both isser.
They're both, because they're connected.
Yeah, and they both connect to each other.
Why is there a machlokes? There should be chayiv for everybody.
No, because the first one, you're not chayiv it until you don't eat the second one.
Right. But they're not giving the...
No, so that's exactly the case before. Right. When he comes to eat the first, when he comes to eat the first bread, he eats the first bread. Is this also...
Yeah.
Baby. That's close also.
But they're not giving us right.
There are.
No, you said before the first Isser. It's not
It is an Isser. That's exactly
It's not Isser yet.
Okay, so I say the big stuff. The difference between the first case and the first case is only one of this. Here, both of us. So what Nidrish Gogus Ketzah. What is Nidrish Gogus? Koinam Yimachalti Vimshatiti. Says I'm doing a koinam if I ate to drink. Explains Rashi, what does it mean? I mean, I'm doing an Isser, but tonight, if I ate. If I ate before, so now this will come Asur on me. If I drank, this will come Asur. And then you remember, they really ate and drank. Or, She'eni Yoich, She'eni Shoyse. Right? Or different gears, so Shani Yoich, She'eni Shoyse. And then, Shocha V'ocha V'shosa, Mutter. So he said, he said a nether, I'm not, if something happened, I'm not letting him drink, and then he ate and drank. So he's mutter. Why? Why is it mutter? Because whenever he did it, the Maise, he did it because conditional, but when he did the Maise, he forgot about it. So the first one, when he did the neder, he didn't know, he forgot. And the second one, when he was about to eat the first time, he forgot. So whenever he does the first Maise, he forgot. So that's what you see like Rava, that when you do something you don't remember the shvua, you put. Says the Gemara there, V'tanya lo, keshev shenit yishgog is mutar, kashvu yishgog is mutaros. So that is our case. So that's a right to Rava. Very good. So this was the super. Says the Gemara, Aifa tani shvuas beirab. So Aifa learned shvuas, Pesachet shvuas by the brothers of Rabbah. Poga be'avimi achul. So Avimi is brother Menem. Normally, I ask you a question. Shvuas shelo echalti, shvuas shelo echalti ma. He says shvuas shelo echalti, right? Twice. Shvuas shelo echalti, shvuas shelo echalti. So he Omer leinu chayav l'achas. Why he says we chayav l'achas? As Rashi explains, he made a mistake. Because we learned in our Mishnah, someone says, shvur that I will not eat this bread. Shvur that I'm not going to eat this bread. Is it chayav twice? No. Because he's doing, it ain't shvur chal shvur. So he thought the same thing on the past tense. I didn't eat. So chayav only one. Amalei shtabasha, she made a mistake. Hariyotza shvur sheker. He lied. On the past, the minute he did the shvur, he lied. When a person says, shvur that I did not eat this bread yesterday. Chayav, end the story. Now he says another shvur. Shvur I did not eat this bread yesterday. It's a new shvur. The shvur is not chal. Only in the future you say, right now you already have a shvur, you can't have another shvur. Going forward, you can't eat this because you can't say there's two reasons why you can't eat. When I'm talking about the past, it's a different story. Right? Continue on. Shvur shlo yoichal teisha ve'eser ma. He says, I'm not going to eat 9 dates. And I'm saying I'm not going to eat 10 dates. So he says, chayav kol achas v'achas, you chayav. And both shvurs. If he said I'm not going to eat 9, it's already included. I can't eat 10, right? Because if I can now eat 9 dates. So I said now I can't eat 10 dates. It's already included. I already said I can't eat 9 dates. What about the opposite? So now he's confusing his brother. He's like, according to what you said, you have only one. So gave me a mistake. Says, don't make the mistake. When I said the first shvur, when he said the first shvur, I'm not going to eat 10. I can eat 9. So now when I said I'm not going to eat 9, it's chal. Whenever there's a heter, you can have another shvur. So when he eats 9, it's chal the second shvur. When he eats 10, it's chal the first shvur. Sometimes you will be by option that when you have 10 and then 9, 9 and then 10, it will be potter. Sometimes you'll find it. And when he eats 10 and then 9, so he's going to be chayav only one. What will be the case? Kedemai. Person said, I'm not going to eat dates and grapes. Figs and grapes. Then he said, shvur that I won't eat figs. Right? Okay. Kam chaftes dav. V'achal teinin. V'yifish korban. Yeh teinin. The korban on the shvur. He was over on the shvur. V'achakar lochal anovim l'chudai. Now he ate only grapes. How the anovim chatzi shir v'chatzi shir lo mechayev korban. So when he says, right, he says, in this case, I don't really need the chos of our mind. So the first shvur said, I can't eat figs and grapes. One of them I could eat. The second shvur is I can't eat figs. So he ate figs. He brings a korban for that because he ate figs. Now he eats grapes. We're not having the grapes. The grapes is only half. The taining really took care of. It's only half, so you don't bring korban on the. Similar over here. Say I won't eat 10. They say I won't eat 9. So like we said, it's chal. It's supposed to be chal. Shvush lo echal 10, it's still 9. Shvush lo echal 9. V'ochal 10, she 9. V'yifish korban, v'achaka ochal asiris. Now he brought a korban, so the 9 is over. Now he eats the 10th. Havel asiris, chatishir, v'chatishir lo michayev. So if he eats 9 and then he eats the 10th, so he will be chayav on the 10th. Because the 10th is mitzvah to the 9th. But if he was mafish korban between the 9th and the 10th, the 10 is not mitzvah anymore. As if when you ravish korban, you closed up that case. Not 10 more, only one more. So that would be the case that 9 and 10 you won't be chayav 2 shvuos. In other words, you won't have the chalois of 2, right? Right, Rashi says, what is the case? Shvuos lo echaz di shvuos chales deinu chayav alachas. So we say you chayav 2 shvuos. If he said not to eat 10, then not to eat 9, and he eats 10, he's chayav 2 shvuos. He's chayav on the 9, he's chayav on the 10. But that's only if he didn't make korban in between. If you have korban in between, then on mitzvah the chetishir will be chayav only 1. So that was a little bit of the tricky questions that Avimi, the brother of Ephah, asked him when he came back from Yeshiva. He said, what are you learning? Let's see what you're learning. Let me ask you a few questions, see if you know the answer. And each one of them basically tricked him out. He didn't say the right answer. That's it. Okay, stop over here.
The last two, eat 9 and 10 together, finish it up, and eat it with one pasabos. So you didn't really eat 9. Now you take one. You ate 8 plus. So you times 2 or 1.
No, if you ate 8, how does he stop it with a shvuah?
8, and then you take the last 2, you crunch it into one piece, and you swallow it as one. No, it's
another case. Yeah.
It's another case.
Yeah.
All right, one shvuah.
We'll be chayav 2.
Why?
Because the mice got 9 and 10.
It's 9 and Jason.
Oh.
Tomorrow night.
What?